Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Tsoulianos and brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2. Over 700 pages full of everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, PED use. You can get that on Amazon.com where they sell a lot of stuff, including my book, Real Bodybuilding. Pick that up. And now, all the way back to Athens, Greece. He's been in the U.S. for a little bit. Please welcome Dr. George Tsoulianos. Hey, George.
Hello, good to see you in America.
Yeah. Great seeing you. It's been a couple. You at the Arnold? We saw each other at the Arnold early in the year, right?
No, we haven't met since last Olympia.
God, time flies. Time flies. Yeah, but this was a good one, man.
Yeah,
I mean, you were at the expo. You got to hang out with Thomas. You did the Olympia University.
yeah. We had an interview with Thomas and yourself. It was live.
Yeah.
And we had Olympia University also, and of course the Mr. Olympia itself. You know the show. I met many new guys. I met Jim Mannion and Jake Good. I don't need more. And that's all I give you my book. Yeah, I had also lunch with Rick Collins, and I enjoyed a lot of your questions during the press conference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My predictions were right. Sean Ray also was sitting next to me. He said I have Derek first.
Yeah.
He had actually Brandon 7th, but Brandon came out 4th. Yeah. To me, it was a favorite Derek because he dominated in the back poses, but also the V taper. Okay. Of course, Hadi was more sharp in the front, but I believe the aesthetics play also a role. That's why Brandon Carey is top 5th for the past 5 years. You know,
4th. He hasn't gotten any lower than 4th place. Last year was the lowest he's been.
Yeah, he was 5th in 2018, and then climbing. You know. Anyway, I managed to meet and congratulate Chris Bump and Derek Lansford during the Superstar Seminar. Actually, Derek told me, I remember you from the cover in February.
That's awesome. Wow.
Yeah. I told you. Do you remember we had the same cover? I was a stamp, and you were the big guy.
Yeah, I thought you were. So that was you. I didn't know if you were backstage at one point because I saw you taking pictures with Bumstead and Lunsford, a few other people. But that was
the day after.
Yeah, I would have been there. My flight left at 8 a.m, so I didn't go to it this year. But man, good time. And then we could tell by the shirt you went to Miami Beach after Orlando.
Yeah, I went to Miami and had a good time, and also went to Disney World. Also great safari.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miami's really glamorous, luxury, and super expensive though. But it's always 365 summertime.
Yeah.
The temperature doesn't change from day to night. It's steady, 27 Celsius, which is 80, 84, 85 Fahrenheit. Outdoors gym. Okay, you see, you know, at the gym, it's called Anatomy. At the parking, it was Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Ferrari.
Oh, yeah.
At 9 o'clock in the morning, it was packed.
Wow. Yeah. A lot of money in Miami. A lot of money.
A lot of money. A lot of show off. You know. Yeah. I had a patient who was taking care of me, and what else? Actually, the Olympia University will be held again next year.
Yeah.
Okay. I enjoyed this trip more than everything because I was able also to give 2 performances, two actually with Corner, a round table, and also speaking about my own presentation. And it was good. Yeah, Florida is nice. It's beautiful. It's a lot of green. It's summer, you know. It was not humid that time. Okay, it was kind of different for me because I've been to Vegas twice for the Olympia.
Yeah. So which one do you like better? You like it in Orlando or Las Vegas better?
Well, listen, the Vegas has the absolute environment and the theaters actually for the Olympia, and the Orleans and the Zappos. Like this one, it was like an expo. You know, everything was in the same
flat
level. Yeah, flat, exactly.
The ballroom. Yeah. And you were in
the Orleans also the same, but also the Orleans, they have the upper stage, you know.
Yeah.
But this one's like an expo. Chairs at the same level. I saw Jimmy Mendes also. He he yelled at me, George, George, in Greek, and
Yorgos, Yorgos.
he's a big boy. He's a big guy. He's 60 years old, but he's huge. He's still huge. Yeah, so Samir also, George Farah, of course. Yeah, very nice. I mean, I also gave an interview to a European channel about anti-aging. I met Michael Hearn also again, Frank Seppi.
Yeah.
Many guys, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It's a celebration, it's like a funfair of bodybuilding. It's the most prestigious, and you met many people, again, and I think in matters of VIP and in matters of connections, is better than the Arnold.
Oh,
it's more, of course, yeah.
More people. So did you have platinum VIP seats?
No, golden.
Oh, you were in the gold too?
In the fourth seat,
Okay, because I think you were in front of me because you were sending me pictures, and I think you were a little closer because
I was
3 rows back from the judges, so you must have been closer than that.
Yeah, I was a little bit to the right, not in the center.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm very grateful. Dan Solomon gave us gold VIP tickets to cover the show, and great vantage point. So, another Olympia down. Now the Arnold's coming up in just 3 more months.
You're right. I mean, Nick Walker, I told you this will make you stronger, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Nick Walker should get an invitation because he was almost there. And frankly, he could, it's not debatable, but arguably he could be in top 3.
I think, the worst he would have done was 4th. I think he would have beat Brandon Curry easily.
Yeah.
I don't know about Sampson. I don't know because he was in much better condition than Sampson at the Arnold, and Sampson beat him there. So I don't know, but that was a different version of Nick. We'll never know. We have no idea what he was going to look like. But we already have that for next year, the drama. Everyone wants to see Nick Walker back. Everyone wants to see Hadi versus Derek, the rematch. Hadi trying to get his title back. Sean Clarita will be trying to get his title back from Keon Pearson. There's a lot of stuff happened. It was a very dramatic weekend.
Sid Bam dominated, and they say now he should walk because it's very close with it. He went by her. He won by her, the Ramos, and he's, just to the limit of the weight class, of the weight limit. I mean, he cannot gain more size. It's very delicate, his position.
He can't stay in classic. He could move to open, but he said at the press conference, no.
Yes, chances in the open. I mean, debated to be top 5, no way. He's too tall for that. Yeah. Could he beat Criso? I don't think so.
He would need. He needs another 20.
No, and it's not a good thing. I mean, he earns $50K every year. The 4th in the Olympia earns $40K, so it's no reason to go there.
He doesn't need the money from competing. He makes his money. He's part owner of that Revive supplement company. He's got all kinds of sponsorships, the YouTube revenue. He's good. This stuff here is just like a little bit of bonus, a little bit of extra. It's nothing. He's not counting on the prize money. But he did say in the press conference, no interest in going to open. None. Not going to happen. So, oh well. And I don't blame him. I mean, he knows he's got the kidney issue. He's got that Berger's disease. He doesn't want to push it. He doesn't want to put himself at any more.
He told me when it was enough that he cannot use Halo or Tren.
Yeah.
And actually, Hani promised me that he will be a guest in the show. Hopefully. He promised that on Friday.
Did he do a pinky promise? No. If not, that doesn't count. Well,
I'm leaving that one.
I'll hit him up again. Well, we got a lot of questions, of course, while we were away and having fun in Orlando. We're going to start with a training question instead of a drug question. We're going to kick it off with training because we both love to train. Is a wide or narrow grip better for seated rows, or does each have a different purpose? So wide grip like a lat pull down bar versus that little grip, that little bar like that.
No, focuses differently. The close grip to the middle back, I think, and the center of the back, while the outer, perhaps it can increase also the lat's width. But of course, it's more powerful, the close grip, okay? The same goes in the vertical level. Actually, wide grip, I do it reversely, I prefer to do it reversely.
I find with a wider grip, like a lat pull down bar, when you're doing rows, for me, I actually get more of the middle back. I'm really squeeze in the middle, and then here, I actually can feel the outer lats a little bit more on this. But
you can also do the outer grip with this kind, not this supinated, but this,
Yeah, we have all kinds of. We have like 30 different attachment bars we can clip on and off. So I say just mess around with different bars until you get the one.
Yeah, definitely, you can pull more weights with a close grip.
Oh yeah, super. Dorian, we're talking about Cedar Rose, but Dorian used to do the lat pull down, and he never did wide grip because he felt a closer underhand grip, the supinated grip. He was much stronger, and he felt it got.
You know what? They also seated with a rope.
Yeah, I like that too. I'll pull low. I hope that answers his question. Okay, we're back to drugs. Let's go to GH. Dr. T replied to my question concerning my GH dosage for healthy aging, 2 IUs a day. I have 2 additional questions, so let's go one by one. Number 1, does the injection site matter? Can I alternate belly, shoulder, quad, etc.? I use an Omnitrope GH pen with a 31 gauge needle. Does it matter where you inject your GH?
Yeah, preferably in the stomach because there is allegedly this spot reduction theory. It burns fat localized.
Okay. What do you mean? Is it going to get in your? As long as it gets through the skin and into your blood, it's going to get into your system, right?
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
But
listen, in this theory, I mean, this is the point. So why don't you inject it intramuscular to get faster into the bloodstream?
That's true. I try putting my tricep. I get big triceps finally. Maybe. No. Second question was, what about the timing? I currently inject 2 IUs before bed daily. I heard some people say it's better to do it in the morning. Some say it's better to split AM and PM. Does it really matter, or is it just bro science?
Well, the AM PM is preferably to split the dose to avoid the spike, to prefer the fat burning, because a smaller dose is for fat burning. The larger dose spikes IGF-1, which is for muscle growth. And I prefer to do the GH on a low glucose state to avoid insulin resistance. So first in the morning, post-workout also, and before bed.
Because aren't you only doing 2 IU a day?
Twice, but also you can do it post-workout if you want, before eating.
So do you do yours twice a day?
I do twice a day, every 12 hours. Yes, first thing morning and last thing before bed.
Okay, cool. All right, next one. My question is, if the E2, which is that's the estradiol, is that the E2?
Yeah.
If the E2 is around 60 to 70 while on TRT, is it necessary to use Arimidex? Also, what are the most common? No? Okay.
Not necessarily. I mean, we shouldn't block estrogens. This is what I discussed also with Thomas. They're beneficial. You get benefits from estrogens unless you have symptoms. It enables, vagina, which is something extreme. But usually in TRT doses, you don't need to suppress estrogens. Aromatization is a benefit under normal conditions, because that's why testosterone is preferable, because it gives you also DHT and estradiol, it has health benefits. But if you have if you use a larger dose, you should use perhaps aromatase inhibitor. And if you have already symptoms of itchy nipples and lumps, you should use Nolvadex.
Okay. You also want to know, what are the most common side effects of Arimidex?
Dry joints, bone aches, endothelial dysfunction, and by HDL crash.
Horrible.
Moodiness, hair thinning. Okay, because increase the DHT. You cut off the estradiol, you increase the DHT, and DHT gives you hair thinning if you're prone to this.
You're better off without the Arimidex, it sounds like. Those are awful side effects. All right, let's move on. I'm on my 6th week at 350 milligrams testcypionate. Feel amazing. Should I add 200 milligrams deca and 400 milligrams test for another 8 weeks, or is deca not worth it for just 8 weeks? Also, what should I look out for if you inject deca in general?
So he's using testosterone. He wants to add deca.
Yeah, I think he wants to know. So he's only on 350 milligrams of test right now. He wants to know if he should bump the test up to 450 and add in 200 milligrams of deca.
Yeah, the ratio sounds good. It's double. Make sure your lipids are fine, your liver is fine, your hematocrit is fine. And definitely you should use an aromatase inhibitor for this combination, 400 to 100.
And
I guess 3 milligrams of Arimidex per week.
Okay. It's generally DECA. The only really thing to look out for, I mean, water retention is the only thing I can think of.
Yes, exactly. Yes, the water retention, the bloating, the blood pressure.
Okay, fair enough. Never heard this question before. Can anabolic steroids improve your eyesight by building the internal lens and cornea?
No, I don't think so. Come on.
Imagine that.
So
I wouldn't need glasses. I would have like eagle eyes. So can we take, let's see, there was 2 questions about subcutaneous, so I want to make sure I don't use them both. Well, I guess no, I think I deleted one of them. Can we take steroids subcutaneously? So just a little bit of...
We can do it, but it will be absorbed slower.
So when they say sub-Q, it's not even going into the muscle, right? You just pierce it.
No, it's actually in the belly fat because we have plenty there. I mean, if you're not ripped,
yeah,
or also in the glutes, you know, we have definitely fat in the glutes.
Yeah,
but we don't create the scar tissue because it's done with an insulin syringe, and so tiny. Mind also that the fat has very poor blood supply. That's why it's not created. That's why it's not so well absorbed. On the flip side of the coin says that the muscle itself has more vascularity and again can heal up faster the scar. Now, initially, John Cruz has described that because you inject with a tiny insulin needle, 27 gauge, unlike the casual needle that goes into the butt or the abdomen, which is much larger, creates a scar tissue. But absolutely, it will be absorbed slower. Now, the idea that if you inject testosterone to the fat will aromatize does not exist because testosterone is released from the ester as soon as it enters the blood circulation, okay?
Yeah.
So it's not yet aromatized within the fat. It has to clear the ester when it gets into the bloodstream.
My only issue with subcutaneous and using an insulin syringe is it's a milliliter is all it holds, right? But still, a milliliter of oil right under the skin, it's going to be like a big ball of oil right there.
You can only inject that much. I forgot to tell you that when we do it subcutaneous, only fractions of the ml. So 0.1, 0.2 the most.
Oh, geez.
You cannot do more. So it has to do with the microdosing, frequent microdosing. Otherwise, definitely you're going to create a lump. That's a strong point that you have.
O'Connor's funniest phrase, he says, baby doses, but not for babies. So that's one of his jokes. He says that all the time. All right, next question. Does MASTERON cause hair loss? Most believe it does because it's a DHT derivative, but I told them that doesn't mean it has any properties of DHT. Am I correct?
Of course, because it's hair-thinning, because it's synthetic DHT.
Boy, oh boy. Well, there you go. So the worst steroids for hair would be
Proviron, MASTERON.
Yeah.
Now, testosterone can be blocked. You can grow hair while on testosterone, but no other steroid. Yeah. Exemption, perhaps DECA, allegedly.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to be having hair like you next year. Did you know that? No, I'm going to Istanbul.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to split a fortune for that?
It's a fortune here. It's like 1/3, 1/4 it's way cheaper over in Turkey. Way cheaper. Why do you I wouldn't go to Turkey. No offense, people from Turkey, but it's not somewhere I was like looking to visit ever in my life. But you know, I'll go to get that. Maybe I'll get some teeth too. Yeah.
I have a friend who's my patient who does it for 3,000.
3,000. Yeah, this is like 4, and that's everything. The hotel's covered. They drive you. They pick you up. You know, it's like full service. Because I guess Istanbul's Turkey's economy is not doing great. So the U.S. dollar is strong right now. Who knows? All right. Next one. If all anabolic AAS, anabolic androgenic steroids, excluding tren, are weaker than test, why do we need to use them?
This is wrong. I'm sorry, but Winstrol is stronger than test. Anavar is stronger than test. DECA is stronger than test. Okay, open up the Bill Wellness book.
Oh,
it's not only halotestin is stronger than Trenbolone, but doesn't aromatize it. It's an androgen, halotestin. It's 8 times more androgenic than testosterone, while tren is 5 times. So go on.
Yeah, so he says, for example, boldonone's anabolic rating is 60, while test is 100. So why would I use boldonone?
No, you should use a combination of androgen and anabolics. Androgens have different activity burn the fat, give you strength, give you aggressiveness, give you sex drive, but also the anabolics that build the tissues, the muscle tissue and other tissues.
Yeah. I mean,
so you need stacking.
The most famous.
Perhaps,
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know. Steve Reeves was just using testosterone, or Vince Giroda, or perhaps Reg Spark. But later they implemented also anabolic steroids, and you have this.
Got bigger and bigger. Yeah, because the stack that I'd say has put more muscle on more human beings in history than anything else is Test and Deca. I think millions and millions of people have gotten big on Test and Deca because one's more androgenic.
But not before. It's also bloating. It's water retention. It's intramuscular water. Yeah. Okay. Also, it's subcutaneous water. It's a lot.
Okay. Bloaty. All right. Oh, whoa. So this is another insulin syringe question. I hope this isn't the same thing. If you put intramuscular testosterone with an insulin syringe, which is smaller and thinner, does the action of testosterone slow down? Because I know if you put GH in the stomach, its action is slowed down and estrogen rises. I don't know if that's true.
No, I'm sorry. This was the question that I was answering a little earlier. So this theory doesn't apply. I mean, if you inject testosterone subcutaneously, it doesn't aromatize because the testosterone clears the ester as soon as it gets into the bloodstream. Okay. We clarified this years ago when Dr. Saya from Florida said that there's no possibility of increasing more estrogen because you inject an aromatizing agent into the fat, because the testosterone is released from the ester and then aromatizes when it enters the bloodstream. Anyway, that was the question, right?
Well, it doesn't slow down the action of the testosterone.
No. It slows down the absorption, not the action. Okay, will be absorbed. Let's say the next day will spike if it's propionate, or couple of hours definitely, because there is very poor blood supply. That's why I'm telling, if you want to absorb rapidly the insulin and the GH, do it intramuscular in adults.
Gotcha. And steroids, if you want your test or whatever to absorb any faster, intramuscular, or you go to muscle rather than the fat?
Yeah. Penetrate the fat and go into the muscle.
Okay. Wow. You didn't say you didn't want this question, so here we go. What is the difference between Arimidex, Aromacin, and Nolvadex?
Well, Aromacin is suicidal. His steroid structure is a steroid molecule, suicidal aromatase inhibitor. That means way more potent. Even if you stop the use, estrogen will remain low. It's a new generation of aromatase inhibitor. Okay. Now, Femara is more potent than Arimidex, letrozole than anastrozole. Okay, and they are both aromatase inhibitors. But all of them are used for breast cancer. It's the new generation.
Nolvadex is not
no, it's not aromatase inhibitor. It occupies the receptor. Nolvadex has also estrogenic properties like clomiphene. It increases the HDL and lowers the LDL in the liver. It may favor also clotting, but also it can increase testosterone as also aromatase inhibitors if you use it in PCT. Well, I use the serums clomiphene and Nolvadex in very low doses, 1/4 of them, right after the HG.
Okay, fair enough. Here's a good one. You have to consume oral steroids even on off days. I was doing 50 milligrams of Anavar daily for 4 weeks, 30 milligrams plus 20 divided 12 hours apart. Now I just take 30 milligrams pre-workout and that's it. No Anavar on off days. Let me mention I used 350 milligrams test per week as well. So if you're using oral steroids and you're using them pre-workout, would you take them every day or only on the days that you train?
If you don't take them every day, you miss the anabolic environment. Okay, because actually you build tissue also during resting. If you sleep, if you eat well, if you rest. Yeah. So they're not used as a pre-workout. They're used constantly through the day for an anabolic environment.
Yeah. What is the benefit of taking them pre-workout?
Well, theoretically, can give you a kick with the anabolic activity, but take them sublingually, fast entering the bloodstream. And also split them 3 times a day according to the half-life. Okay. But I think, well, listen, if they're already in your bloodstream, no matter what time you're training, you're gonna have the key anabolic drive. Come on.
It's all in your head though, because you take it. Boy,
Yeah,
you take one for the workout. You're like, yeah, I just took some Anavar. I just took some D-ball. Feeling all on top of the world. Next one is, well, we're back to an aromatase inhibitor question. Will taking a low dose of aromacin, 12.5 to 25 milligrams per week for life, alongside HRT.
For life? Why? Come on.
Well, we're going to find out.
These are extreme things. Come on.
And 250 milligrams of test week. Will this cause an aneurysm? There are some studies showing that taking an AI long-term can cause blood clots or aneurysm that could eventually lead to strokes, heart attack, or death. A lot of bodybuilders and normal people who abuse AIs and steroids die because of this.
The aneurysm is caused from high blood pressure, okay, and stimulants. Now, I know that the abuse of aromatase inhibitors can mess up the endothelium. And if you have messed up endothelium, you may also have more clotting because platelets go there, you know, when it's not smooth, it's crunchy, let's say, you know.
But I haven't heard. Have you heard that AIs can cause aneurysms? I never.
No, but my theory, my thought is that if they mess up the endothelium, then when endothelium is damaged, it attracts more platelets, and platelets are their thrombocytes, and then clotting happens. The same as with smoking.
Yeah, because when he's saying a lot of bodybuilders died because of abuse.
No, not exclusively because of this, because they have high viscosity, because they have increased blood pressure, okay?
LVA?
And they do a systolic blood pressure of 20 when they squat. They take ephedrine on top of this, clenbuterol, amphetamines, thyroxine, okay? And that's it. Also, if they have high blood pressure and already plaque, this hardens and make more fragile the arteries, and then it rupts, you know, it bursts. You know, it's the worst case scenario. You have a stroke, a hemorrhage.
So it sounds like the blaming AIs when they're not really the cause. Sounds like to me.
They participate in the mechanism, the mechanical action, but it's also multifactorial.
Okay, fair enough. Doc, what is your opinion on Pharmagrade Testosterone Enanthate from Norma, the official Greek brand, compared to Nebido from Bayer? I've tried them both, 250 milligrams to 500 milligrams a week, and Norma feels like dust in the wind and does almost nothing compared to Bayer's Nebido. Do you trust this Norma brand? Also, can you find Bayer Testoviron Test Enanthate in Greece? Because when I went to pharmacy,
the Bayer is the best by far. It's like buying a Mercedes. Now, the Norma is legitimate. I've met people who are Norma coming to my office. It's made in Italy, and actually in Greece, they make it the box.
Oh, okay. So it's not even made in Greece.
It's legitimate, but of course, the real deal is the Bayer. Providers from Bayer, Primobola was from Bayer, Testoviron was from Bayer. I've used all of them, and it was magnificent.
Okay. Yeah, because he says he went to a pharmacy in Tassos.
Yeah, that's all we have. We have from Bayer and Nebido.
Okay.
Okay, but one vial, it's only Norma.
Okay. Do they sell both brands in the pharmacies there or no?
Yeah, but usually you have to order Nebido because it's expensive and very rarely you get it. You know, you need to be prescribed by the endo. And it's expensive. It's $100. You know.
Wow. Did you say they stopped selling DECA legally?
Yes, it's withdrawn. Now it's exported. It exists, but it's exported. You know.
Wow. Ridiculous. Forget my trip to Greece now then. Anyway, I'm just kidding. I wasn't going there to buy steroids, guys. Final question. Is Accutane safe to take while on cycle?
No, if you use Winstrom. Now, mind that Accutane also dries the mucous membranes and dries also the joints. And if you take also Winstrom that dries the joints, you may have a rupture. But also Accutane is toxic to the liver. So it's not a great idea to do it while on overtraining and while on taking other pills, okay?
So
during PCT, during PCT you have more acne because there's disruption of the hormones. It's messed up.
You're right.
You're breaking out much more after you stop the steroids.
Well, I remember vividly in the 90s, my first few steroid cycles, I would stop the steroids, and then a week or two later, I'd start getting this horrible acne all over my back, and I was like, I don't get it. I'm off the steroids. Why am I getting the acne now? It didn't make any sense to me, but that's exactly all the aromatization was happening. And these were like boils. They were like, you could pop these things in like a all kinds of shit would come out. Pretty gross. Anyway, well, that's all our questions. Guys, you should know Dr. T did this show at night after flying all the way from Miami back to Greece because he's that dedicated to you guys and answering your questions. We're very, very fortunate. Hopefully some of you guys
quite a few people, I mean, asked me to do a selfie. They were fans of the show.
Yeah. I mean, they're getting answers that you would have to go to your doctor, and your doctor probably wouldn't.
You know what? The show rate introduced me to Jim Mannion, and this Dr. T, and Jim told me I should give you my blood work.
Jim, not JM. This is the Godfather, Jim, the one that runs everything. Okay, wow. Yeah, I mean, he's like 80 years old. He's still bopping, full head of hair, goes to all the shows. He's doing great. Yeah. So, yeah, because his grandson will take over, I think, when Jim retires or. Tyler
is vice president, right?
Yeah, so he'll be the president one day.
Tyler was giving the trophies all the time, you know?
Yeah.
The ceremony, yeah.
He actually, on his Instagram, T_Mannion, he explained all the judging decisions from the Olympia so people, they would have the perspective why the judges made these calls. So I'm glad he did that because judges never used to do that.
Yes. Because they say, oh, they gave it to Derek and the Rob Hadi because it's a person. Last year, Hadi won. Come on.
Yeah, he was Persian. He was Iranian last year too. But now now we had an Egyptian guy win 2 years in a row.
Exactly. Come on. As you said, the best guy on stage should be.
And that's who they decided they felt was the best guy on that day.
Last year was very close also, but Derek was another story last year. This year, Derek was bigger and he was also more ripped. And he told me he was still 235.
Wow. I mean,
I asked him that.
He's
short. He's 5'5" or something. Yeah.
I think Hadi is 5'5". I want to say Derek is 5'6". It's hard to tell. They're both around. They're not.
They are shorter than Dexter, right? Dexter was 5'6".
No, Dexter was about 5'6". I think Derek and Dexter are about the same height. I think. I want to say Hadi's a little bit shorter. It's hard to tell. Who knows? Who cares? They look fantastic. I couldn't pick a winner. I couldn't. I watched this. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm looking. I'm like,
So they both improved the second they were drier.
Yeah. I would have flipped the coin. It was that close. So somebody had to win and somebody had to lose.
Derek was, apart from the body weight, will you compete at the Arnold? And he said, I want to focus on this. Yeah. I don't know now if he does the repeat. But he's the only guy that dominated in both. Flex Lewis didn't do it, you know.
Yeah, he's the only person to win. He's the first person in history to win the Olympia in 2 different divisions.
Yes.
Yeah, never been done before. So we'll see. And if Hadi can beat him next year, he'll be the second person to ever get his title back, the Mr. Olympia title back, after Jay Cutler did it in 2009. Doctor, thank you so much for, especially after this long, long plane ride. Look at that. You can see he's been to Miami Beach. He's got the tan. You always got a great tan. And, man, thank you so much for taking all the questions as usual. Guys, if you have questions for the next show, put them in the comments. If you like this video, do the thumbs up. Click on that thing so you like it. Share it with your social media platforms. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications. Do all that good stuff. And keep watching Ask Dr. Testosterone every week right here on MD. We'll see you next time. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.